Donny Rain a length back third, 3 wide. A length Sir Shemmy, Ali's Excavator very wide. Crescent Chief between runners. And 2 lengths to Proper Sunday, picking up a little ground on the inside of...
This is the OTB Network.
Hello everyone and welcome to this week's edition of Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. Beginning a busy weekend of stakes racing action down at Calder Racecourse for their Grand Slam 2, beginning with the La Proviante handicap for fillies and mares going long on the grass. Let's head to Calder now for the running of the La Proviante.
And they're off in the La Proviante handicap. Toward the inside, that's New Economy that moves for the lead. At the hedge, it's Amelia moving up. Then to the far outside, that's Nepentha. It's another length back to Sunscreen. Half length back to the inside, that's Genesietta. Tweed side moves to the far outside. A length back to Julie Jalouse with Mo Juste alongside. Then comes Q. At the hedge, that's Kathy KD. Another length back to the inside comes Uriah. They went the first quarter in 24-4. They moved to the quarter pole for the first time. On the inside, that's Amelia leading by a length to the outside. Nepentha second. They've opened up 6 lengths on Sunscreen next. Then toward the outside, it's Tweed side. It's another 2 lengths back to the hedge. That's Genesietta. Half length to the outside, New Economy. Then further out, it's Mo Juste. Julie Jalouse toward the inside. Next toward the outside comes Q. Half length back, Kathy KD. Then it's Uriah and Sagana the trailer. They come past the finish line for the first time. They went the half in 49-3 after an opening quarter of 24-4. They moved to the clubhouse turn. On the inside with the short lead, that's Amelia. A length to the outside, Nepentha chases. Then it's 4 lengths back to the inside, that's Sunscreen. Another length and a half to the outside, it's Tweed side. Then it's a length back to the hedge, that's Genesietta. Half length to the outside, Mo Juste. A length and a half to New Economy. On the inside, Julie Jalouse. Then it's a length and a half back to the outside to Q. 2 more lengths, that's Kathy KD. 3 lengths to Uriah and 5 lengths to Sagana. They went 3 quarters and went 14-4. They passed the half-mile pole. On the inside, Amelia still leads a half length with Nepentha right there second. Then to the far outside, that's Tweed side moving up. Looking for room toward the inside, that's Sunscreen. Genesietta moves between horses. Then to the outside, it's New Economy. Another half length back, Q looks for room. Then it's a length and a half to the outside, Julie Jalouse with Mo Juste. To the far outside, it's Kathy KD. A length to the inside, Uriah, and 7 lengths back, Sagana. They went the mile in 1:40-2 after 3 quarters and went 14-4. They're at the top of the stretch in the La Proviante handicap. Down the middle of the course, New Economy has moved up to get the lead. Toward the inside, that's Tweed side. Down the middle of the track, Genesietta. Then toward the outside, it's Jolly Jalouse. They come to deep stretch. It's New Economy. In front, she takes the La Proviante.
New Economy and Rosemary Homeister make the lead at the top of the stretch and open up to hold on by a length and a quarter at 22-1 over Genesietta at 29-1. Long shots running 1-2 as Tweed side runs from just off the pace to pick up the third spot. Favored in the field was Mo Juste, who got no pace into which to close. She is an off-the-pace runner. Really needs to have some speed up in front of her. It just did not develop, and Mo Juste was never really able to make up much ground under Jerry Bailey, finishing 7th in the big field of 12. The winner, New Economy, is a 4-year-old bay filly, a daughter of Red Ransom, from Sunyata by Proud Truth, bred in Kentucky by R.S. Evans, owned by Mr. Evans, trained by Graham Motion, ridden to victory by Rosemary Homeister. New Economy covers the 1.5 miles on the Calder Turf Course in 2:28-2. We're going to head back to Calder next for the running of the Stage Door Betty for 3-year-old Sonant fillies and mares going for $100,000. The distance, 1.16 miles on the main. Let's head back to Calder for the running of the Stage Door Betty.
They're all in the gate. And they're off in the stage door Betty handicap. Toward the inside, that's Small Promises that moves for the lead. Redoubled Miss to the far outside. Stormy Frolic rushes up. Then toward the inside, that's Sarah's Success. Half length back between horses to 2-item limit to the outside. That's Cool by the Pool. At the inside, Tough Chick is the trailer. They move around the clubhouse turn, and it's Small Promises that leads by a length. To the outside, Stormy Frolic forces the pace. Second, Sarah's Success with Redoubled Miss alongside. Then it's 2 lengths back. 2-item limit to the outside with Tough Chick at the rail. And a length back, it's Cool by the Pool. They went the first quarter in 24 seconds flat. Up the backstretch they go. On the inside, Small Promises being forced by Stormy Frolic. Then it's a length back to the inside. It's Sarah's Success. Half length to the outside, Redoubled Miss, then 2-item limit. Moving at the rail, it's Tough Chick, and 2 lengths back, Cool by the Pool. They went to half in 48 seconds flat. They leave the half-mile pole and move to the far turn. Stormy Frolic has moved up to get the lead. Small Promises drops back, moving to the outside, Sarah's Success. Then Redoubled Miss. To the inside, it's Tough Chick. Another 2 lengths back, that's 2-item limit, and a length 2, Cool by the Pool. Field moves toward the quarter pole. They've got Stormy Frolic to catch. She leads by 3. Toward the inside, it's Small Promises still second. And Sarah's Success, Redoubled Miss to the outside. They're at the top of the stretch in the stage door Betty handicap. It's Stormy Frolic and Jose Santos that show the way by 4. Toward the inside, it's Small Promises. Down the middle of the track, Cool by the Pool with Redoubled Miss. They come to the 16th pole. It's Stormy Frolic by 4, and they're not going to get her today. She takes the stage door Betty handicap by 4, 4.5.
Stormy Frolic, Jose Santos picking up a 5-length victory. Easy here at almost 13-1. This is a filly that seems to wait until she has shown very little of late and all of a sudden pops off and at a big price. Small Promises runs in the second spot after showing good speed throughout. Redoubled Miss, also fairly close to the pace after having a bit of a bumpy start, ends up finishing in the third spot, perhaps having a little bit taken out of her in that rocky start. The winner, Stormy Frolic, is a 3-year-old bay filly, a daughter of Summer Squall from Lindsay Frolic by Mount Livermore, bred in Kentucky by the Cherokee Farm. She is owned by Stride Right Racing Stable, trained by Milton Wolfson, and ridden to victory by Jose Santos. Stormy Frolic covers the mile and a 16th in 1:44 flat. Heading back to Calder next for the Fred W. Hooper Handicap, a grade $300,000 event at 9 furlongs for older horses, 3-year-olds and up. Several interesting 3-year-olds taking on some good older horses in here. Let's head back to Calder for the running of the Fred W. Hooper.
And they're off in the Fred W. Hooper handicap. Toward the outside, Booklet moves for the lead. Middle of the track, that's Wood Moon. Toward the inside, it's Cool and Collective. A length and a half to Best of the Rest. And at the rail, it's Dancing Guy. Half length to the outside, that's High Ideal. Length toward the inside, The Judge Says Who, alongside Sir Bear. They move around the clubhouse turn. On the inside, that's Cool and Collected that has a short lead. Wood Moon is still right there. Half length to the outside, it's Booklet. 3 across the track. 2.5 lengths back, it's Best of the Rest. Another 2.5 lengths, it's Dancing Guy. Then a length and a half to the outside, High Ideal. At the rail, The Judge Says Who. And a length and a half to Sir Bear. They went the first quarter in 23-1. They straighten out for the run up the backstretch. On the outside, it's Wood Moon. On the inside, Cool and Collected. Their heads apart. A length back to the outside, it's Booklet. Then another length and a half, Best of the Rest. A length and a half to Dancing Guy. At the rail, The Judge Says Who. Half length to the outside, High Ideal. And 3 lengths back, it's Sir Bear. They went to half in 47-1. They leave the backstretch and move to the 3/8 pole. From between horses, Wood Moon has a short lead. Booklet moves to the outside and further out, it's Best of the Rest. Then it's 2 lengths back toward the inside. Cool and Collective starts to fade. Then Dancing Guy comes on. Here comes The Judge Says Who. They went 3 quarters in 1:11-3. A quarter of a mile to go in the Fred W. Hooper handicap. Best of the Rest with The Judge Says Who moving on the outside to challenge for the lead. They're at the top of the stretch now. The Judge Says Who on the outside has a short lead. To the inside, Best of the Rest. 2 lengths back, it's Dancing Guy third. They come to the 16th pole. The Judge Says Who now in front by a length. Best of the Rest is second. 2 lengths to Dancing Guy. It's The Judge Says Who. Cornelio Velasquez. They take the Fred W. Hooper handicap.
The Judge Says Who, one of the strongest 3-year-olds on the Florida circuit this year, picking up a victory over Best of the Rest. These two have pretty much spent a good portion of the year beating one another to death, but this time it was The Judge Says Who able to prevail over the favorite. Second choice in the field here was Booklet, who they've lately tried to kind of do a little change with him, taking him a little bit off the pace, trying to stretch him out by getting him to relax early. He was not really able to make up a lot of ground. The Judge Says Who had a ground-saving trip and was able to edge away Best of the Rest after a stumbling start. Did end up with a good second. Dancing Guy ends up picking up the third spot from off the pace as Booklet comes up just a little bit flat after making the lead momentarily at the top of the stretch. The winner, The Judge Says Who, is a 3-year-old son of Judge T.C. from Mandy Mack by Native Prospector. He was bred in Florida by Says Who Thoroughbreds, owned by Says Who Racing, trained by Milton Wolfson, and ridden to victory by Cornelio Velasquez. The Judge Says Who covers the 1 1/8 of the Fred W. Hooper in 150-2. Finishing off the Grand Slam card, the W.L. McKnight Handicap, another Grade 3, $200,000 on offer for older horses, going 1.5 miles on grass. Let's head back to Florida now for the running of the McKnight.
They're all in the gate. And they're off in the W.L. McKnight Handicap. Just Listen on the far outside breaks sharply as Riddlesdown moves up toward the inside now to get the lead. What a Brainstorm moves up second. Then to the outside, it's Serial Bride. It's another length back to Just Listen. Then comes Dawn of the Condor, half length back to the inside. It's Rochester. Then it's another half length back toward the outside. That's Williams News. It's a half length back from between horses to Mr. Pleasant Far. Then moving on the outside, it's Whitmore's Con, a length to the inside. That's Man from Wicklow, another length to the outside, Gritty Sandy. And at the end, it's Macaw. They went the first quarter in 24-2. They turn into the stretch for the first time. On the inside, it's Riddlesdown, leading by 1.5 lengths. Moving between horses, it's Serial Bride. Then toward the outside, it's Just Listen. Tucked in at the hedge, that's What a Brainstorm. Then 2 lengths back, it's Mr. Pleasant Far. Moving to the outside, Whitmore's Con. Moving toward the inside, it's Williams News. Then a length back, that's Man from Wicklow. It's 1.5 lengths to the inside, Dawn of the Condor. Moving next, that's Rochester. Then to the outside, Gritty Sandy. And at the hedge, Macaw continues to trail. They went the half after the opening quarter of 24-2. The half in 50 seconds flat. Around the clubhouse turn for the second time toward the inside. Riddlesdown leads 1.5 lengths. Serial Bride is second to the outside. Just Listen moves up. Then it's another 1.5 lengths back to What a Brainstorm. From between horses, that's Mr. Pleasant Far. To the outside, Whitmore's Con. 1 length back to the inside. That's Williams News with Man from Wicklow alongside. Then it's 2 more lengths. Rochester moves up. Far outside, that's Gritty Sandy. Then toward the inside, it's Dawn of the Condor, and Macaw continues to trail. They went the mile in 1:40-2 after 3 quarters in 1:15-2. They leave the backstretch. They move on the turn to the quarter pole in the W.L. McKnight Handicap. On the inside, it's Riddlesdown with Serial Bride alongside. 2 lengths back to the inside. That's Just Listen. Then Whitmore's Con comes on. They're at the top of the stretch now. On the outside, reaching the lead, it's Serial Bride. Toward the inside, Riddlesdown. Lengthen that back toward the middle of the course. Here comes Man from Wicklow from far back. They come to deep stretch. On the inside, Serial Bride. On the outside, Man from Wicklow. They come to the wire, and Man from Wicklow's going to be up in time. He takes the W.L. McKnight.
Man from Wicklow, a familiar face to New York players. This horse has been running against some pretty nice company. In fact, holding his own against major graded stakes company here. Heads down to Florida, rallies from far off the pace to pick up a length victory over Serial Bride, who runs fairly close to the pace, held on very well for second. A horse that seems to get a piece on a regular basis, often at long odds, this time 15-1. The favorite Rochester coming off of a nice try, picking up the third spot from well off the pace. Unfortunately, his rallying move did not quite get him as far as Man from Wicklow's. Also in here, a notable New York horse, Whitmore's Con, a New York bred, who also does his best running from off the pace, not able to make up much ground. The pace was relatively slow. Man from Wicklow able to overcome it. Most of the others were not. The winner, Man from Wicklow, is a 5-year-old dark bay or brown horse, a son of Turkleman from Star of Wicklow by Fast Play. Bred in Florida by J.R. Kavanaugh, owned and trained by Rick Violet, who has had a terrific meet in New York and now in Florida this fall. Ridden to victory by Jerry Bailey, man from Wicklow, covers the 1.5 miles on the turf course at Calder in 2:28 flat. Leaving Florida, heading to Louisiana next, we're going to stop at the Fairgrounds Racetrack and take a look at Friday's running of the Furl Sale for fillies and mares on the turf. $75,000, going about 1 mile. Let's head down to Louisiana for the running of the Furl Sale.
Racing. Wild Squaw broke inwards a touch. Due to Win Again drops out towards the tail with Lady of Peace, and Presumed Innocent has the early lead. Salty Farmer moving up to almost join her. In fact, Salty Farmer will lead narrowly with a lap to go. Wild Squaw moving up on the extreme outside, and Presumed Innocent back along the fence, followed by Old Money, Quick Tip and Pleasant State. 1.5 lengths then to Due to Win Again, followed on the inside by Eastwar Sant. Saffron Dancer caught 3 wide and Lady of Peace last. They're covered by 10 lengths as Presumed Innocent leads to the back stretch, getting away by a length from Salty Farmer. Wild Squaw 1.5 lengths back in 3rd position. Old Money finding a good spot 4th. Then comes Saffron Dancer, and a bit further back is Quick Tip with Pleasant State between horses from Eastwar Sant, Due to Win Again. And last of all is Lady of Peace with 7 lengths covering the field. It's Presumed Innocent by 1.25 lengths. Salty Farmer second at the halfway point, followed by Wild Squaw, who's 3 wide. Old Money getting through along the inside. Pleasant State 5th. Quick Tip is trapped a bit wide. Then Eastwar Sant. Saffron Dancer Due to Win Again back towards the tail with Lady of Peace. Around the second turn, 5/16 left to go. And it's Salty Farmer moving up now to join Presumed Innocent. 1.5 lengths to Old Money inside Wild Squaw. Quick Tip to the extreme outside, 2 lengths off the lead. Pleasant State is in behind those horses. Eastwar Sant's getting a glorious run right through along the inside, and here she comes. 1/8 mile to go, and Eastwar Sant powering through on the inside. Quick Tip's had a wide run, but is battling on. Lady of Peace making up a lot of ground, and then comes Old Money, but it's Eastwar Sant, the leader, pulling away and continuing her love affair with the Fairgrounds turf course.
Eastwar Sant, a big horse for course, picking up another victory over this course at 5-1 odds from off the pace, restrained hard by Shane Sellers in the early going, rallying very sharply inside of horses and picking up the victory over Quick Tip with Old Money, shipping in from the West Coast. She had been competitive in her American debut in the West Coast. She had tried some pretty major stakes horses, Grade 1 types, out on the West Coast, and found the going here a little bit more friendly, fairly close to the pace, and held on for the 3rd spot. The winner, Eastwar Sant, is a 6-year-old bay mare, a daughter of Kendor from Biblique by Saint Cyrian, bred in France by Arras de Saint-Voir, owned by Gary Tanaka, trained by Steve Asmussen, and ridden to victory by Shane Sellers. Eastwar Sant covers the about distance of 1 mile on the Fairgrounds turf course in 1:38.2. Heading back to the Fairgrounds next for the Woodchopper handicap on Saturday, $100,000 for 3-year-olds going 1 mile and a 1/16. Let's head back down to the Fairgrounds for the running of the Woodchopper.
All set for the Woodchopper. Racing. And Runaway Choice beats them out pretty easily from C-Dub and Extra Check, and Major Rhythms coming across from one of the outside post positions. Then Al Jazeera in company with Skateaway and Major Frank, and Better Talk now, who's 5 lengths off the early pace and very deep. Then comes Ari Prince, and they're clear of Sienski and Gentle Vienna's last with 11 lengths from first to last, as Runaway Choice leads out of the stretch by 1 from Major Rhythm, followed by Extra Check. Better Talk now being floated about 4 wide. He's 3 lengths off the lead. C-Dub's over on the inside. A couple of lengths further back comes Ari Prince from Skateaway, Al Jazeera, Sienski and Gentle Bien. In the back stretch, 5/8 to go. Runaway Choice by a half length now. Make it 3/4 from Extra Check, who's hugging the inside. And Better Talk now with a quick moves going up on the outside to join the leader. It's Better Talk now 3 wide within ahead of Runaway Choice at the halfway point. A length away third on the inside is Extra Check, and they're being followed by Major Rhythm, who's trapped out deep. Major Frank splitting that pair. A length further back is C-Dub as they vacate the back stretch, and 2.5 to Ari Prince. Skateaway on his inside, clear of Al Jazeera and Sienski, and 5 lengths Gentle Bien. It's Runaway Choice on the inside at the 5/16, being tackled strongly by Better Talk now. 2 lengths to Major Frank, followed on the inside by Extra Check. Major Rhythm is wider out. Skateaway's getting a split, 1 off the rail, and further out to C-Dub and Ari Prince, all coming home well from Al Jazeera. They come past the 8th pole, and it's the grey, very dogged on the inside. Runaway Choice, he's doing better than better talk now. Up on the inside, here comes Sieński with a flashing finish, and out wider Skateaway. Skateaway has the lead from Sieński. Skateaway a neck in front. Skateaway win it by a head. From Sieński, Runaway Choice. Third, Gentle Bien from last. Might pick up fourth just in front of Extra Check.
Skateaway and Gerard Malassan picking up a neck victory. A very nice try by this horse back into Stakes Company, making a move up in class here. Sieński rallying from way off the pace, a determined run, falling just short under Shane Sellers. Runaway Choice, early pace setter, holds on for third, weakening only late in the going. The winner, Skateaway, is a 3-year-old bay gelding, a son of Belong to Me from Missouri Miss by Little Missouri, bred in Kentucky by J. Mac Robinson, owned by Jesse Mac Robinson, and trained by Jeff Troclair. Ridden to victory by Gerard Malassan. Skateaway covers the mile in the 16th in 1:45 and 1. We are going to pause now for a brief message, and when we return, we'll be taking a look at stakes racing action from Laurel, Turfway, and more. Please stay with us.
NYBreds.com, the online home of Thoroughbred Racing's best incentive program. NYBreds.com features sales and racing news, farm tours, articles by some of racing's top riders, the latest results, plus photos and streaming video of New York bred stakes races.
Here comes Critical Eye, and Critical Eye has won.
NYBreds.com has something for everyone. If racing is your full-time business, you'll want to see the leaders in both owner and breeder awards, and a list of stallion earnings courtesy of the Blood Horse. Racing fans will want to see the latest press releases from both NYRA and Finger Lakes, plus contests where you can cast your vote for New York bred divisional champions, or even name a newborn foal. Want to take your interest in racing to the next level? NYBreds.com shows how being an owner or breeder can be both fun and rewarding. Thanks to the New York Breeding and Racing Program. NYBreds.com has it all. That's NYBreds.com.
Welcome back to Horses and Courses, everyone. Next, we're going to be heading to Laurel Park for the running of the Carousel Stakes. $50,000 on offer for 3-year-olds and up, fillies and mares going a mile in the 16th. Let's head to Laurel now for the running of the Carousel.
And they're off. Favorites Fidal away in good order with Las Malvinas. The inside is Runnin' Wonder. In the meantime, 3 wide into the turn is Hunka Hunka Lori Z toward the back of the pack, and up between them is Blue Hills. Tightly packed bunch here. Moderate pace it appears up front for Svidal, pushed along by Las Malvinas on her outside. Runnin' Wonder racing third on the inside, and Blue Hills now 3 lengths on the front pair. Hunka Hunka Lori Z is taken back to last position now and 5 lengths on the front. They make their way up the backstretch with 5.5 furlongs to run in the Carousel. And it's Svedal and Ramon Dominguez with Las Malvinas and Mark Johnston applying only that mild pressure to her outside. Runnin' Wender's right up there and kept close to the pace by Fogelsonger in third. Blue Hills is fourth and just 2.5 off the lead. Hunka Hunka Lori Z is now dropped farther back, and she's about 6 lengths from that leader. Svedal continues past the half-mile pole. At a controlled clip, the pace is picked up somewhat, but not that fast at all for Svedal into the far turn. Let out just 1 notch. Las Malvinas, Runnin' Wonder third. Blue Hills in between rivals, tries to spurt in between there, and it's Hunka Hunka Lori Z who's last of all. Ridden on for run is Hunka Hunka Lori Z, but she's last. Coming to the top of the stretch, and it's Svedal still there. More run by 2 lengths from Runnin' Wonder. Second, Blue Hills. Third, Las Malvinas is given away, and Hunka Hunka Lori Z inside of that one, 3/16 out. Svedal opens up now from Blue Hills, and Runnin' Wonder down toward the rail. Hunka Hunka Lori Z tries to finish fast on the far outside. Svedal and Hunka Hunka Lori Z and Runnin' Wonder down to the rail with a 16th of a mile to come. Svedal lulled him into a sleep in the Carousel, and she'll win. Svedal under Dominguez.
New York shipper, locally owned, Svedal, picking up yet another victory, coming in off of a win in the graded Turn Back the Alarm last time out, shipping out of town and picking up an easy 2-length victory on the front end from Horse for Course Hunka Hunka Lori Z, with Runnin' Wonder back in the 3rd spot after sitting a ground-saving trip, unable to make up much ground at all. Las Malvinas, who did give chase in the early going, dropped back rather badly after trying to challenge Sveadal early on. The winner, Sveadal, shipping down from New York for local connections here, was claimed out in California by Roddy Valenti earlier on this year and has been a very consistent horse since that time, running well in a couple of claiming, a couple of allowance races, and now picking up her second consecutive East Coast Stakes win. Sveadal is a 5-year-old bay mare, daughter of honor grades from Present Colors by Prize, bred in Florida by Leonard Pivnik, owned by Roddy Valenti, trained by Bruce Levine, ridden to victory by Ramon Dominguez. Sveadal covers the 1 1/16 of the Carousel in 1:44.2. Heading next to Turfway Park for the running of the Gowell Stakes, $40,000 for 2-year-old fillies going 6 furlongs. Let's head to Turfway for the running of the Gowell.
And they're off. Wildcat Annie breaks sharply for the lead. The outside cat Zinga. Moving through from the inside, that's Yoren. Followed by Too Clever, Jenny's Prospector. Down the back stretch, Wildcat Annie is in front by a length and a half. On the outside, Jenny's Prospector second ahead. Too Clever runs third. Then it's Hunter's West, followed by Cat Zinga, Yoren. Length further back to Anthonia. Then gaining ground from the outside, that's Golden Marlin. They got the first quarter in 22-1. The leader, Wildcat Annie. Jenny's Prospector now takes second. Then from the inside, Too Clever is a third. Moving through from the inside, Yoren is fourth. Then on the extreme outside, Golden Marlin. Wildcat Annie is in front, then Jenny's Prospector. On the extreme outside, Golden Marlin is gaining ground. They're nearing the wire. It's Wildcat Annie. Golden Marlin is second. Wildcat Annie holds on by a half over Golden.
Wildcat Annie and Tony D'Amico picking up the victory, a half a length over Golden Marlin, who was rallying very strongly from off the pace. Did fall short after being out sprinted and having to run 8 wide. Jenny's Prospector shows good speed, stalking the winner. Ended up with a 5-wide trip despite being forwardly placed, and faded late in the stretch to finish in the third spot. Obviously, the people betting this race had it all right. They had the top 3 choices, 1, 2, 3. Next price in the wagering was well up in double digits. So needless to say, this race is one that the handicapper certainly figured out. Wildcat Annie is a chestnut 2-year-old filly, a daughter of Forest Wildcat from Anna's Angel by Raised Socially. Bred in Florida by the Brinlin Farm and owned by Tracy Farmer, trained by Bernie Flint, and ridden to victory by Tony D'Amico. Wildcat Annie covers the 6 furlongs of the Gowell Stakes in 1:12.1. Next, we're going to head to Northern California, Golden Gate Fields for the Corte Madera, $60,000 for 2-year-old fillies, this time stretching out to a mile. Let's head to Golden Gates now for the running of the Corte Madera.
And there they go. Somewhat of a slow beginning for Tale of a Dream. Proactive is amongst the pace with Vianza Osidiana. Also there races Maddie's Charm from the outside. Further back races Magic Smoke with Sanibel Sunset, and the trailer is Tale of a Dream. On the lead we have Vianza Osidiana. She's clear with a length plus advantage over Proactive. It's 2 to Maddie's Charm. Sanibel Sunset secures the rail. Tale of a Dream is advancing from the far outside, and Magic Smoke is at the back of the pack. She's about 4 lengths from the leader, who remains the favorite, Vianza Osidiana, past the 5/8 marker. Pace pressure comes from Proactive. It's a length and a half to Maddie's Charm, a similar margin to Magic Smoke, with Tale of a Dream advancing from the outside. And now the trailer is Sanibel Sunset. 22-2 for the opening quarter, 46-1 for the half. Advancing to the 3/8. Vianza Osidiana just under a length. There goes Maddie's Charm making a bid 3 wide. Proactive is back to third. Tale of a Dream runs into fourth. She's gathering some momentum. She has 4 to make up. Magic Smoke is running with her along the rail. Sanibel Sunset has 8 to make up. Maddie's Charm gets the lead at the quarter pole. 3/4, 110-2 at the top of the lane in the Corte Madera Stakes. Maddie's Charm gets the lead from a tiring Vianza Osidiana. Tale of a Dream's closing, and she's vying for second. Maddie's Charm, Tale of a Dream, and Vianzo Cidiana. Maddie's Charm has the lead at the 16th pole. Tale of a Dream chases. Maddie's Charm, Tale of a Dream, Maddie's Charm, and Roberto Gonzalez. They win the Corte Madera.
Maddie's Charm picking up the victory here at 5-1. A very nice effort for this filly on the stretch out, well bred to go a mile, and she sits a perfect trip to take command at the top of the stretch. Tale of a Dream rallies from off the pace after a little bit of a troubled start. She lunged just a little bit, lugging in just a little bit in the late part of the race. Vianza Cidiana, the pace setter in the early going, did get to the lead briefly, but did weaken late. She was the favorite in the field. It was 6+ lengths back to the remainder of the field at the finish. The winner, Maddie's Charm, is a 2-year-old bay filly, a daughter of Capote from Bootshine Girl by Green Dancer. She was bred in Kentucky by the Kinsman Farm, owned by Bill Retzer and Alki Roma, trained by Jeff Bondi. Maddie's Charm covers the flat mile in Golden Gates in 1:35 and 3. Next, we're going to head to Southern California, opening day stakes action at Santa Anita Park the day after Christmas. The highlighted race on the card, as usual, the Grade 1 Malibu for 3-year-olds going 7 furlongs. This is actually the first leg of the Stroob series that continues through the new year with the horses just turning 4. It's a Grade 1 event, $200,000 the purse, through a good field of horses. Let's head out to Santa Anita and Trevor Denman's call of the Malibu.
Oh, where they go. All came away well. Debonair Joe in the white cap is out fast. Up alongside comes Total Limit now going up to take over. Here's a wall of horses on the inside. Sunday Break, one from the rail. Mayakovsky down at the rail. My Cousin Matt in the green colours right there. Shah Jahan has the white cap in the middle of that group. On the outside is Golden Hair. Then we come back to Timely Action, only 4 lengths off these leaders. In behind those two we have Castle Gondolfo, who's second last, and USS Tenosa trails. They run past the half-mile pole, and Total Limit on the outside. American System at the rail. They stride for stride. Mayakovsky's next was Sunday Break up alongside of that. Timely Action in the white cap. On the outside, Shah Jahan. My Cousin Matt has been forced to go wide throughout. Golden Hair is back in 7th. 5 off the leaders. Then Debonair Joe, Castle Gondolfo, Mayakovsky threw in the towel early, and USS Tenosa is last. They have a 1/4 mile to go, and American System is the leader. Total Limit right up alongside of him. Debonair Joe extreme outside with Golden Hair in there as well. Sunday Break did not go on. Here's Debonair Joe coming with a big run on the grandstand side. They come for home. Debonair Joe, Total Limit on the inside, and American System. Debonair Joe, Total Limit, American System. Total Limit, Debonair Joe. Close, look like Debonair Joe. Total Limit is right there. American.
Debonair Joe pulling off yet another upset. His last race was a win in the Vernon Underwood at very long odds. Julie Crone getting the mount there. The first stakes win back for Julie since returning to the saddle. She repeats here with Debonair Joe rallying from well off the pace. Longest shot on the board, second longest shot on the board in this field, and just ends up getting there just in time to beat Total Limit, who was involved with American System every step of the way under Lafitte Pinkai. Dead game on the wire. Both of these colts holding on very nicely. But Debonair Joe obviously looking like a horse that's worthy of keeping your eye on. In this field, interestingly enough, Mayakovsky dropped back very dramatically heading into the far turn. I figured that he was pretty much through. Somehow or another, Sunday Break, who was still in a contentious position in the stretch, did manage to finish behind him. A number of horses coming out of the Triple Crown from earlier on this year, finishing well back in this field. Castle Gandolfo, the best finisher from Triple Crown competition, finishing 5th in the field of 11. USS Tenosa rallied from way back into 7th. Mayakovsky, Shah Jahan, and Sunday Break all finishing in the back part of the field, 9th, 10th, and 11th, giving the impression that this year's Triple Crown candidates and Triple Crown runners were not all that strong. Debonair Joe was claimed for $12,500 at the Fairplex meeting this fall, and obviously since that time has done quite well, now winning in Grade 1 company, picking up his 2nd consecutive graded stakes victory in the last couple of weeks. Debonair Joe is a 3-year-old bay colt, a son of Olay from Melita by Debonair Roger, bred in California by Craig A. Lewis and the Miraloma Thoroughbred Farm, owned by Lynn Ristad, trained by Juan Pablo Silva, and ridden to victory by Julie Crone. Debonair Joe covers the 7 furlongs in the Grade 1 Malibu in 1:22.2. We are going to pause now for one more brief message, and when we return, we'll be finishing up the weekend stakes racing action from Santa Anita and heading back to New York as well. Please stay tuned.
This year, many thoroughbreds, no longer able to compete, will join the ranks of racing's homeless. The Thoroughbred Retirement Foundation and its supporters have been providing help and hope, creating opportunities where once there were none. The TRF, together with the racing industry, is meeting the challenge, taking care of their own. With your help, we can continue our saving mission, ensuring many more horses the welcome home they so richly deserve.
Why do I own and breed New York breds? I mean, why not? Why go anywhere but New York? New York breds have purses and incentives of almost $38 million a year. Trust me, it's not an easy game. It's all about common sense and finding an edge. As a native New Yorker, I've seen those ads you guys do for the New York bred program. New York breds, they start with an advantage. I mean, come on, what more do you need to know? Get with the program.
Welcome back, everyone, to Horses and Courses. We're heading back to Santa Anita next for the Grade 1 La Brea, the filly counterpart of the Malibu, a Grade 1 3-year-old event going 7 furlongs, again drawing a number of fillies from the early part of the year, some of the prominent names from the spring and summer in 3-year-old filly racing. Let's head back to Santa Anita for the running of the La Brea.
For the Grade 1 La Brea Stakes. And away they go, broken a beautiful line. On the far side, Spring Meadow began well and sets off for the early lead. Erica's Smile in the white blinkers. Along the inside, here comes Lacey Girl to join the leaders. Miss Louisette, and now You at the rail. You coming all the way through to race second. Lost at Sea has settled down 5 lengths off them. Then comes Got Coco. Behind that is Bella Bellucci, the grey, giving them 8-length start. Behind that is a Bipti, and Dancing is last. They run to the half-mile pole, and Erica's Smile now in front just about a length. You is right there down at the rail. Alongside of that comes Lacey Girl. Miss Louisette is in 4th. Spring Meadow is comfortable in 5th, only 3 lengths off the leaders. Then a gap of 4 back to Lost at Sea. Bella Bellucci, Habibti's having to be ridden along already, is 9 off the leaders. Then Got Coco, and Dancing is last. They're coming to the quarter pole, and You comes through at the rail. You now up to challenge Erica's Smile. Spring Meadows looming dangerous on the outside, though, and Spring Meadow now coming to tackle as You suddenly comes under deep water and is losing ground. Top of the lane in the La Brea, and Spring Meadow now up alongside of Erica's Smile. Here's Got Coco in the white, flying late. Got Coco coming like an express train on the grandstand side. Spring Meadow, Erica's Smile, but Got Coco's just blown right on by them. And Got Coco and Alex Solis take the La Brea stylishly. Spring Meadow second, Erica's Smile third.
Got Coco pulling off the upset here, picking up her first stakes victory, 3.5 lengths, the better of Spring Meadow. Long shots continue to cross the wire with Erica's Smile. All 3 of these horses 17-1 or better. Bella Bellucci, the second choice in the wagering, rallies into the 4th spot is You, who is involved in the early pace as the odds-on choice, picking up the 5th spot in here. A very disappointing performance for You, particularly as Bobby Frankel is going for that earnings record and really would have been much assisted by a win in a $200,000 race. The winner, Got Coco, is a 3-year-old bay filly, a daughter of Signal Tap from Baby North by Northern Baby, bred in Texas by Eileen Hardis, owned by Headley and Long and trained by Bruce Headley, ridden to victory by Alex Solis. Got Coco covers the 7 furlongs in 1:22.2. Next, we're going to take a look at the Hill Rise Stakes from Santa Anita. 2-year-olds on the turf in the Hill Rise. Let's head back out to Santa Anita for the Hill Rise.
Where they go. 5 runners broke as 1. Puget Sound from the inside gate came away well. Peace Rules is right up alongside of that. Settling in just behind them comes Provincetown. Singletary taken back second last, and Bay Rapatitas will be the early trailer. 6 lengths would cover them all. Into the turn they go, and Puget Sound is now going off to lead at a decent pace, just over a length. Peace Rules is right there in the second spot, and Provincetown is comfortable in third, 4 lengths off those leaders. Singletary is racing back second last, and Bay Rapatitas now 8 off the leader. Past the 3/4 pole they go, and Puget Sound now striding away up front. Puget Sound's opened up 3, going a good pace out here as well. In the second spot is Peace Rules, now going after that leader. Then there's a gap of 4 lengths back to Provincetown. Singletary is still back second last. Bay Rapatitas running up inside of him. They 9 off this leader. They run past the half-mile pole, and Puget Sound still clear by 3 lengths. Peace Rules is tracking in the second position. Then a gap of 4 to Provincetown, Singletary, and Bay Rapatitas now 8 off the leaders. 3/8 of a mile to go. Puget Sound by 2 lengths. Now Peace Rules makes his run, and Peace Rules is starting to close the gap on Puget Sound. Then back to Provincetown, Singletary, and Bay Rapatitas. Top of the lane now, and Peace Rules strikes the front and kicks for home. Singletary, Bay Rapatitas in the white cap is coming home gamely. Puget Sound drops out. Homeward bound now, and Peace Rules the leader. Singletary the danger on the outside. Peace Rules and Singletary running for the wire together. Peace Rules keeping him at bay, and Peace Rules goes on to win it. Singletary second, and Bay Rapatitas finish third.
Peace Rules picking up his second consecutive victory, won the Generous last time out. Here gets a 3/4 length victory on the front end over the late charging Singletary. Bay Rapatitas rallies from far off the pace to pick up the third spot, did lug in a little bit late, had 6 lengths on the rest of the field. As the favorite, part of the favorite entry, the other half of the entry with Peace Rules, both of them of course trained by Bobby Frankel, owned by Edmund Gann. Again, Bobby Frankel inching closer to that record that he is looking for. Only a couple days left in the year. The winner, Peace Rules, is a chestnut 2-year-old colt, a son of Jules from Hold to Fashion by Hold Your Peace, bred by the New Chance Farm in Florida, owned by Edmund Gann, trained by Bobby Frankel, ridden to victory by Victor Espinoza. Peace Rules covers the flat mile on the Santa Anita Turf Course in 1:35 and 2. Heading back onto the Santa Anita Turf Course for Sunday's running of the San Gabriel, a grade 2 for 3-year-olds and up at 1 1/8 on turf. Let's head back to Southern California for the running of the San Gabriel.
Where they go. All began smoothly. David Copperfield along the inside, and Sane came away well. Night Patrol, extreme outside, now going up to take over. Grammarian in the pink is getting up to race in second. Then comes White Heart. Alongside of that is Investor's Dream going up to be a joint third. The favourite Takachi has taken back third last in the pink cap. Alongside of that comes Blue Stellar, and at the back is Zanapur. Under the wire first time round, and Night Patrol now setting the place. Grammarian is right there second. David Copperfield is tucked in a joint third with Sane between horses. On the outside, Investor's Dream is only 3 lengths off them. Then we come back to Dakachi and 6-5 off these leaders. White Heart up alongside of that. They've been followed by Blue Stellar, who's second last and 9 lengths off the leaders. And then 2 back to Zanapur. Onto the backstretch they go, and Grammarian now goes on to lead them in front by a length. Night Patrol content to sit there in second. David Copperfield right there in third, and then comes Sane. Investor's Dream is in the red colours, 4 lengths off the leaders. Here's Dakachi starting to make some headway at the rail now. Dakachi going up a joint fourth. Been followed by White Heart, who's 6 off these leaders. In behind those two comes Blue Stellar, and Zanapur is last. They run to the 3/8 pole. Grammarian, David Copperfield makes an early run at him now. David Copperfield turns the pressure on Grammarian. Sane is right there. Investor's Dream on the outside. Dakachi in the white sleeves, 3 lengths off these leaders. Then White Heart. They come into the top of the lane. Grammarian the leader. David Copperfield. Dakachi now hooks off the rail in the pink cap and comes to take them on. Sane behind that. They come for home. Grammarian, Dakachi, David Copperfield, Blue Stellar running on late. But Grammarian all hot. David Copperfield trying to get to him, but Grammarian, the more they asked, the more he gave, and Grammarian and Jose Valdivia take the San Gabriel to David Copperfield, Dakachi and Blue.
Grammarian, who has found himself in against some very good horses, showing his usual speed, and this time able to hold it straight to the wire by a length over David Copperfield, who sat a stalking trip, made a nice bid, but did fall short. Dekarki, the favorite in the field, saved ground, splitting horses at the top of the stretch, but perhaps waited a little too long with Jerry Bailey aboard and a rider switch, and falls short by a couple of lengths as the even money choice. Once again, on the Bobby Frankel Money Watch, Bobby Frankel trains Dekarki in Blue Stellar, so he did pick up a couple of pieces of the purse here in this $150,000 event. The winner, Grammarian, is a 4-year-old bay gelding, a son of Definite Article from Leaping Water by Sure Blade. He was bred in Kentucky by Pacific Heritage Farm, owned by Pacific Heritage Farm, trained by Bo Greeley, ridden to victory by Jose Valdivia Jr. Grammarian covers the 1 1/8 on the Santa Anita Turf Course in 1:48 flat. Heading back home to New York next for the running of the Grade 3 Gallant Fox, a little bit of an anomaly these days in a 1 5/8. Older horses obviously going the distance of ground for $100,000. Let's head to the Big A for the running of the Gallant Fox.
And they're off. Pinky Pizwanski and Coyote Lakes breaking for the lead together. Jersey Storm there. Dormiente. Fisher Pond comes on through between horses. And Pleasant Breeze, aggressively ridden in the first furlong here, will be caught wide going into the first turn. At the back of the pack early are Hags Castle, followed by Lucky Moeller, New Real Deal, and Le Bousset is the trailer. Fisher Pond is the leader as they round the first turn. Pleasant Breeze is now second on the outside. Pinky Pizwanski well held in third. Dormiente under good restraint on his outside. Coyote Lakes is fifth and in behind horses, followed by Jersey Storm running along in sixth. Then Lucky Moeller, Hags Castle, Le Bousset, and the last of them all is New Real Deal as they move by us for the first time here. The opening half mile was 48 4/5 seconds. The pace is honest enough with 1 lap to go. And it's Fisher Pond, the leader by a neck. Pleasant Breeze is right there with him. Steady pressure in second, 3 lengths back. On the outside, Pinky Pizwanski is racing third. And then it's Dormiente, who's a ground-saving fourth, followed by Coyote Lakes. Jersey Storm brushed a bit while in between horses. On the outside, Lucky Moeller now starting to advance. Then Hags Castle, 6 lengths back to the 2 trailers, Le Bousset and New Real Deal. Into the backstretch run, Fisher Pond in front, accompanied by Pleasant Breeze through 3/4 of a mile in 1:13 flat. Pinky Pizwanski just cruising along while running along in third. Lucky Moeller, Dormiente, Coyote Lakes in between horses. Hags Castle, steady gains on the outside, and he's now 7th. A break of about 6 lengths back. Jersey Storm is losing some ground, and it's a long way back to the other 2, New Real Deal and Le Bousset. The field passes the half-mile pole. It's still Fisher Pond, Pleasant Breeze, 1-2, stalked intently by Pinky Pizwanski. Coyote Lakes is 4th on the inside, and Lucky Moeller is running in 5th. Hags Castle's on the inside now, and he's 6th, about 5.5 lengths from the lead. Farther back, Dormiente. Around the far turn, Fisher Pond, Pleasant Breeze, Pinky Pizwanski driving to them on the outside. Lucky Moeller, Coyote Lakes looms large, just in behind horses. Hags Castle continues to close ground. He forces his way wide off the turn. They're at the top of the stretch now. On the inside, Fisher Pond clinging to a narrow lead. On the outside, Pleasant Breeze full out right with them. Coyote Lakes is rallying, and now it's 3 for the final furlong here. Coyote Lakes lengthening his stride, and he comes to the final 16th with the lead. It's Coyote Lakes in front, Fisher Pond, Pleasant Breeze. Coyote Lakes has won the Gallant Fox.
Coyote Lakes certainly setting it up for a very nice weekend for Mr. Valenti, and picking up his 3rd consecutive victory in this 1 5/8 race. I think it's safe to say that he is certainly a specialist at these marathon distances, sitting a patient trip under Mike Luzzy. who just brought him outside of horses after sitting behind the early pace setters, let him swing out and do his thing. He stretches out his legs and draws off by a length and 3/4 as the second choice in the wagering over Pleasant Breeze, who hustled hard on the outside in the early going under Victor Carrero, got up there and engaged Fisher Pond, and those two were pretty much duking it out much of the early going. Pleasant Breeze just able to get his head down on the wire for the second spot as Fisher Pond takes the third spot. John Velasquez aboard him in from out of town for the call. The winner, Coyote Lakes, terrific effort by this gelding. He was claimed by Roddy Valenti and Bruce Levine about 4 years ago. He has run in the last 5 runnings of this race and has won now the last 3 in a row. He is an 8-year-old chestnut gelding, a son of Society Max from Delightful Dahlia by Cabrini Green, bred by the Triple AAA Ranch in Arizona. Owned by Roddy Valenti, trained by Bruce Levine, and ridden to victory by regular rider Mike Leslie. Coyote Lakes covers the mile in 5/8 and 2:43 and 2. Next, heading into Sunday's card at the Big A, they had a pair of stakes because of the cancellation earlier on in the week. We're going to start with the Alex M. Robb for New York bred, $75,000, a mile and a 1/16. Let's head down to New York for the running of the Alex M. Robb.
And they're off. John Paul II, Tom's Thunder, and Impeach the Pro toward the inside, far outside the Big Apple. And it's Tom's Thunder who takes the initiative and will take the field into the clubhouse turn. John Paul II is second, Impeach the Pro on the inside third, followed by the Big Apple, who's now fourth. And then it's Personable Pete, a ground-saving fifth. Salute Him is sixth, and Mount Intrepid is 3 wide seventh. Chasing Women is reserved in the early going, Stellianos and Gunning completing the field. Tom's Thunder into the backstretch, flanked by John Paul II. The quarter went in 23 3/5 seconds. Impeach the Pro and the Big Apple are together. They're running third and fourth. 2 lengths back, and Mount Intrepid is moving steadily from fifth position. To his inside, it's Personable Pete. Stellianos is making up ground on the backstretch now, about 7 or 8 lengths from the front runner, Tom's Thunder. Then farther back in the field, on the inside, Salute Him, then Chasing Women, and Gunning continues the trail. And there's 4 furlongs left. The pace is a solid one here by Tom's Thunder. He got a half in 47 and 2. And now John Paul II trying to overtake him as they round the far turn. The Big Apple looms right there on the outside third with 3 furlongs to go. Toward the inside, Impeach the Pro is running in fourth. Stelliano in a drive, but still 5 lengths behind. Then farther back, it's Personable Pete, who's finding his best stride as they hit the quarter pole. Tom's Thunder and John Paul II head for home. They're head-to-head. It's Tom's Thunder holding on to that lead, but he's driving hard to hold it. John Paul II full out trying to get by him. Just in behind, it's Impeach the Pro. Mount Intrepid far outside. The Big Apple is tailed off in the fifth. It's still Tom's Thunder holding on gamely. John Paul II took a bold run at him, but just couldn't get by. Here's the wire. Tom's Thunder, a front-running winner. John Paul II finishing second, and Mount Intrepid third.
Tom's Thunder, Chucky Lopez picking up the nice victory here by a half a length on the front end. John Paul II right there every step of the way, pressing the pace, but falling just short as the lukewarm choice, just under 4 to 1 in this wide-open betting affair. Mount Intrepid, who has run some very strong races for Howie Tesher's barn, which has really just suddenly picked up the pace in a dramatic way in the last couple of months, running into the third spot with a stalking 2-wide effort. The winner, Tom's Thunder, is a dark Bayer Brown 4-year-old son of Thunder Puddles from Smart Holly by Smartin, bred in New York by Herbert T. Schwartz, owned by Michael Dubb, trained by Pat Reynolds, and ridden to victory by Chucky Lopez. Tom's Thunder covers the mile and a 16th at the Big A in 1:42 and 4. Heading back to the Big A for one more stakes race, the Grade 3 Gravesend, carded to be run on the 26th, ended up on Sunday's card because of the cancellation of Thursday's card. It's a $100,000 Grade 3 sprint. Let's head back down to the Big A once more for the running of the Gravesend.
And they're off with Sing Me Back Home in stride quickly. Safe Florida Sandy sent up on the outside, and multiple choices in between them running in third. And then it's Gold ID, and Wrangler has come away fifth on the inside. Then Late Carson moves up a spot, and the early trailer was Vino Solo. Up the backstretch, Sing Me Back Home, Safe Florida Sandy right there with him. Wrangler comes through on the inside of multiple choice. On the far outside, Late Carson only 3 lengths for the lead, and then Gold ID and Vino Solo. The opening quarter, 23 seconds flat. Sing Me Back Home Continues to spar here with, say, Florida Sandy. Just in behind them, Wrangler, who's down on the inside of Multiple Choice. Lake Carson is trying to go very wide on the turn. Gold ID comes through on his inside. The field turns for home. Sing Me Back Home. Say Florida Sandy set down. Multiple Choice driving hard. Wrangler just in behind him, and there's 1 furlong to go. Multiple Choice is charging hard on the outside. Sing Me Back Home, though, still holding on. Sing Me Back Home by a neck. Multiple Choice on the outside driving hard. Gold ID coming late. Here's the wire. Multiple Choice wins 3/4 of a length. Sing Me Back Home finishing second. Gold ID third.
Multiple Choice picking up the win here. Multiple Choice has run some good races against nice horses and really is in very good shape right now, picking up the victory by 3/4 of a length over the pace setter Sing Me Back Home, with Gold ID back in the 3rd spot. Very strong off the pace at rallying effort from Multiple Choice to pick up yet another stakes victory. Multiple Choice is a 4-year-old bay colt, a son of Mount Livermore, from Lady of Choice by Stormbird, bred in Kentucky by Peter Blum. He is owned by Mr. Blum, trained by Jimmy Jerkins, and ridden to victory by Javier Castellano. Multiple Choice covers covers the 6 furlongs of the Gravesend Handicap in a quick 109.1. That wraps up a busy week's programming for stakes racing action. It's going to be another big one coming up. Santa Anita is going to be running pretty much a stakes race a day for the next week or so. So next week's program will also be very busy. We hope you've enjoyed this show and hope you'll be able to join us again next week. It is the end of the year. I'd like to thank all of the people that help me get this program on the air every single week for you. Pete, Dan, Dino, Pat, Rich, and all the guys downstairs who put out a lot of effort to record all of these races, get everything dubbed, and get everything prepared for your viewing. So thank you very much to you guys. Thank you all for watching this program and all the others this season. And I hope to see you all back here next year.